Today is a big day for Disney, Lucasfilm, the Star Wars fans, and the entire Star Wars franchise of the Skywalker saga, as today marks the very first day of the official marketing of Episode 9 by Disney and Lucasfilm, of it coming into full swing. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, as we covered today, there were 10 brand new images that dropped today for The Rise of Skywalker, all thanks to Entertainment Weekly, as well as dozens upon dozens of interviews between both EW and other media outlets out there, between Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, etc. And not just that, we also got a brand new TV spot featuring brand new footage. We actually covered that as well, if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. Now, what's really interesting has all to do with, of course, exactly what Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to do with The Rise of Skywalker, and what Kathleen Kennedy has been talking about the Star Wars franchise, when Rolling Stone actually got a chance to catch up with Kathleen Kennedy and talk a little bit about Star Wars, not just about The Rise of Skywalker and the new Star Wars trilogy and the future of the franchise and beyond, but also about the Rian Johnson controversy and everything related to The Last Jedi, and what Kathleen Kennedy had to say about the controversy surrounding Rian Johnson, and of course the decisions that he made for Episode 8, and where she actually stands when it comes to her thoughts about that. Now, this statement by Kathleen Kennedy, you guys may very well agree with it or disagree with it, and I will actually express my opinions later on in this video. So this is what, of course, Rolling Stones had to say and ask Kathleen Kennedy. Rian Johnson made some controversial choices in Episode 8, The Last Jedi, especially considering its dramatic purpose as the second movie in the trilogy. Were you, to an extent, deliberately setting out to challenge fans and their expectations? Now, she states, in answer to this, "We definitely did. We're talking all the time about how we move Star Wars forward and how we keep it relevant. Obviously, we don't want to just keep making the same movie over and over again. So I agree with you. I mean, I love what Rian did." Keep note of that. Kathleen states, "I love what Rian did. It's an absolutely wonderful movie. I think he's an extraordinary filmmaker, and I really appreciated the bold moves that he did make. I think people forget that, especially when you're doing a trilogy structure. The first movie is setting things up, the second is usually the conflict, and the third is the resolution. So you're bound to have the second movie. Much the same way Empire Strikes Back was probably the darkest and most dramatic of the three. We talked about it with Indiana Jones, you know, we did Raiders of the Lost Ark, or Raiders of the Ark, and then we did Temple of Doom, which was dark and created a lot of controversy, and people were surprised at where it went with the storytelling, but frankly, that's the whole point. I love what we have actually done, and amazingly passionate fans who care so much, and I know sometimes they may think we don't listen, but we do. And I thought it was fantastic that people got that engaged. It just showed me and everybody else how much they care. And that's important for all of us that are doing this. We really look at them as the custodians of this story as much as we are. We look at it as a kind of a partnership. So let me go over a couple of statements here by Kathleen Kennedy and what I really disagree with. And this is just my point of view, guys. I'm just going to be, very, I guess you could say just upfront about this, I should say, about all my opinions related to The Last Jedi. As you guys have known about this with me, I have a lot of issues with The Last Jedi and Rian Johnson's approach. And if I really had to really be honest with each and every one of you, I feel like that Kathleen Kennedy, I don't know, I got a feeling here that she's either covering something up about Rian Johnson's decisions, or she's not telling the 100% truth here in this article by Rolling Stones. By the way, if you guys would like to go ahead and check it out, the full story is below, linked in the description. Go ahead and check it out. The thing that I think a lot of fans are going to disagree with Kathleen Kennedy here is that Kathleen Kennedy states that she absolutely loves what Rian Johnson did with The Last Jedi and believes it's a wonderful movie. Now, by the way, just want to pause here for a second. If you guys like The Last Jedi, that is your opinion. I'm just giving my honest thoughts about how I think about the movie and how I actually perceive Kathleen Kennedy's statements here for The Last Jedi and the Rian Johnson controversy. The other thing is this, when she talks about the fan backlash, alright? They talk about the backlash and how fans reacted to those bold decisions by Rian Johnson. And Kathleen Kennedy, her response to all of that, alright, she actually states that that is exactly what shows how much fans care. So essentially, she's not saying that they are worried about the backlash or that the backlash made them feel a certain way about the fans, but that Kathleen Kennedy is just saying that the backlash shows how much the fans really care about these Star Wars movies. And I find it a little strange how she compares it to Indiana Jones, because to me, you know, Raiders of the Ark was nothing like The Last Jedi. Sure, it got some criticism, but it was nothing like The Last Jedi. Temple of Doom, you know, as well, dark and created a lot of controversy. I don't agree with that, how Temple of Doom is pretty much the exact same kind of situation with The Last Jedi. I don't believe it is. That's just my point of view, though. So I would really like to hear what you guys have to say about everything related to Kathleen Kennedy's statements here, you know, for The Rise of Skywalker, everything related to, should I say, about The Last Jedi, not The Rise of Skywalker, but everything related to Rian Johnson, the controversy, the bold statements, the bold decisions that he made with that movie, and everything that comes in between. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.